¿Qué tal todos? Soy Axel Rome, representando aquí a CCW, su nueva voz y cara para Wrestling Empire. Para mi primera entrevista, aquí tengo al CCW World Champion, QT Marshall. Thank you so much, QT, for joining me here for Wrestling Empire.
De nada.
It's beautiful Spanish.
Yes,
beautiful Spanish.
perfecto,
you got.
you know?
Muy perfecto para él. So let's get started off by talking about, you're now here at CCW, you're the CCW World Champion. How does it feel for you to be the face of Coastal Championship Wrestling?
I don't know about the face, but definitely one of the faces, right? No, it feels great. I mean, this is a great crew. It's one of the places I only wanted to work for while I was, traveling all the time at AEW and stuff. And they run a great show. So of course, yeah, it is fun to be in the main events and do all that stuff. But it is at the same time, there's pressure, right? There's pressure, right? Make sure you tear the house down every single night, but a lot of fun, and I feel like we put on a good show, quality show that the fans, like I said, when I had the microphone tonight, send them home happy and make sure that they got everything that they paid for, So.
Now, CCW is not the only place that you've made appearances for. You recently went back to Mexico for Triple Mania.
Yeah.
You are undefeated in Triple Mania, and you even
Yes.
joined a new group. Can you really talk to me about that experience with
Yeah.
Triple Mania and this new group, Gringos Locos?
Yeah, so Triple Mania, AAA, I started there, and Penta and I had this massive feud, and I think I ran him out of AAA. I'm not gonna lie, he hasn't been around since. I don't know what happened, but now Jeff Jarrett's here. One of my students, Satnam Singh, right? One in a billion, he's there as well. Sam Adonis and I, we are partners, and they've given us the privilege of being the new Los Gringos Locos. And as much as it's a privilege, I mean, we're much better than Eddie and Art, but we'll leave it like that. So it's fun. I have a great time when I'm there. I'm usually in and out, so I don't get to enjoy Mexico like everyone else probably does. But we were victorious this past Triple Mania. Now we have another one coming up in June 15th. 15 de junio. It'll be a lot of fun. This one's in Tijuana, which is where I beat Penta in the ambulance match, right, for the first one, and really kind of solidified myself as a major player in AAA.
So really talk to me about that experience. As we all know, here pro wrestling in America is a lot different than Lucha Libre over there in Mexico. So how was that experience for you, getting to get into the ring with some of the luchadors that are very known over there in Mexico?
It's cool, it's one of the things that I wanted to do when anytime I work somewhere else in the ring besides AEW. I always want to show people at AEW and the fans of AEW that I'm not what they saw on that television show, right? Because that's, at the end of the day, that's what this is. It's a show. So going there and being put in that caliber of that tier of talent with guys like Pentagon and Psycho Clown and stuff like that, it's just, hey, you're either gonna hang or you're not. I feel like I do my part. I know, the internet fans probably don't like me. Good, they're not supposed to. I don't care if any fan likes me when it comes to Mexico. That's why I wear the USA colors, you know what I mean? I'm proud to be American. But it is a lot of fun. It's different. The crowds are a little bit different. They're into a little bit of more of the showmanship and really getting the people involved and stuff like that. Like the stuff that you might do in Mexico might not work here. Stuff that you do here might not work in New York. Stuff that you do in New York might not work in California. But that's how you become, honestly, an all-around great professional wrestler, in my mind, right? So it's just my opinion. Could be wrong.
Now, you're a man of many hats. One of those
Jesus,
is
yeah.
that you are the co-owner and also a coach over at the Nightmare Factory. Really talk to me about how's that been going for you.
It's great, man. We do, these 10, 12-week camps, whatever the schedule allows. We love to train beginners. So they've never gotten in the ring before. They come. By the end of the 10, 12 weeks, they have their first match. We give them a nice showcase, a nice, put it on the YouTube channel and stuff. And hopefully we tell them just go out and start wrestling. There's a lot of, and I'm guilty of it as well. So we do have some people that train in the night class, we call it. But at the end of the day, we just want them to go out, go wrestle. Obviously, my business partner, Cody Rhodes, he's very big on giving these kids, some of them aren't kids, but the ultimate experience in professional wrestling. Because professional wrestling could be very mean, right? Not the people in it, just the idea of it. Just one night you're the CCW champion, the next night you're getting beat in 10 seconds. It's wild, and there's a lot of ups and downs, and it's just the idea of we get these kids that are brand new, we want to nurture them and let them know this could be as much fun as you want, or it could be the worst experience of your life. I'm the bad cop, he's the good cop. He tells them, treat it like it's Disney World, and I'm like, yeah, Disney, hey, great. Cody leaves, and now it's, hey, let's go, get in the ring, let's start, it's a factory, right? We're really trying to pump out as many people as we can, but the right way. Not all are going to be great wrestlers, but they'll be better humans when they leave, which is is a huge thing nowadays in wrestling, right? And it should be anyway in life, but you know, hey, whatever, teach their own. So it's fun, you know. Cody, even with his schedule that he's on now, he still manages to show up at least once a week, which is wild. Like, Buddy's getting ready to wrestle at WrestleMania, and he's there teaching hip tosses. You know what I mean? Like, it's just like, what are you doing, man? They're doing promos with these kids. Like, go train. You're about to wrestle The Rock. You know what I mean? So it's pretty cool. You know, and just meeting kids nowadays and like asking them what they like, what they dislike, stuff like that. It really actually helps you become a better performer because you can, like, they're the biggest fans, right? We are the biggest fans of wrestling. And then we just happen to have that little bit extra that pushes us to try to achieve our dreams, you know?
So speaking of your partner, Cody
Another
Rhodes,
question.
yes,
No,
another question.
Yeah.
Speaking of your partner and of course of dreams,
Yes.
how was it like for you getting to sit there at WrestleMania 40, seeing Cody winning the WWE Championship for the first time? Talk to me really about the excitement that you felt, or really what it meant for you to watch him finish his story and accomplish his dream.
Yeah, so I mean, I think there's like that whole narrative of finish the story, and it's fun. It's a gimmick, but it's real. This guy left WWE in 2015, 2016, and he did what he said he was going to do. He did the work, and then he came back, and with every piece of adversity that got thrown in front of him, like torn pec, he still went out there. He didn't care, and it was like, yeah, you love him or hate him, I don't know. It seems like a lot of people like him. But at the end of the day, he's just a genuine, like, that's who he is. What you get is Cody Rhodes, and that's him off the show, on the show, and so on and so forth. And like, I feel like that, when I asked him, what do I think, or what does he think like really helped him? He told me like, hey, I was able to go do these independent shows, and I did meet and greets at every single one of these shows, and I met each and every fan. And I know because I used to be his assistant, and I would go to these meet and greets that were scheduled for an hour or 2 hours. We'd be there for 5 hours, and I'm like, Cody, let's go. And he's gonna sit there, he's gonna give them the time. You know, they pay their hard-earned money to meet him, just to meet him. Like, think how wild that is. Someone is paying money to say hello to you. And then it's not just say hello to you, they're up there crying, they're painting these pictures of you and all of these things, and it's like, you know, I used to meet a lot of wrestlers when I was growing up, and I could tell you the ones that were really nice, I could tell you the ones that were really mean. You know what I mean? The ones that didn't even look up at you, and it's like, I didn't even want to meet you. You know what I mean? Like, I just met you because you're at the mall. Like, why are you being a jerk to me, you know? And then you find out, like, there's people out there that are such good human beings. You know, it was so, like, for me, you know, I don't know if I'll ever be a WWE World Champion, right? So, like, I'm watching that, seeing that, just seeing the emotion in there and all that. It's all real. I don't care what anyone says about this industry, like, that's real. You know what I mean? He really won the world title in the WWE after literally quitting and starting another company. You know what I mean? So, like, the idea that he came back and did all that in front of that many people, he turned The Rock heel. Like, what? I remember texting him, like, what the F is your life right now, dude? You know what I mean? He's just like, man, I don't know. We're just having fun and we're just going with the flow. It was really cool. It was cool to be there. I like being up in the suite, you know, away from everybody. And you're not going to see me, Ricky Starks in it, like front row, you know what I mean? Screaming. I was in the back just watching, eating, you know. But it was a lot of fun. It was super cool to be there. And then, yeah, I mean, just like as a fan growing up and being able to know somebody and watch it, it's like anything, right? Like anyone you know that could actually go and achieve something like that, of that magnitude. When they tell you that they're going to do it. A lot of people say they're going to do it. And a lot of people think they're going to do it. And then he did it. And it was like, oh my God, you know what I mean? And it sucks that he works at another company compared to where I work. But like at the same time, like, man, I wouldn't have traded it for the world, you know? My wife and I, we were there. It was so much fun. So.
Well, thank you so much, QT, for taking some time here to talk to us for
of
Wrestling
course.
Empire. Para ver más entrevistas así como con QT, soy Axel Rome, lo puede ver todo aquí en Wrestling Empire. Síganos en las redes sociales, si es Facebook, Instagram o hasta Twitter. Gracias por acompañarme, and thank you once again, QT, and congratulations on the victorious championship, retaining for your CCW World Championship, and of course your Monster Factor Championship.
Muchas gracias, señor. Buenas noches.